Do I look all right to sit like this?
Dear viewers, welcome to another episode of Family Focus. Today we have a very special guest with us. His name is Joshuddin. He is a mindset coach. He has helped countless individuals transform their lives through the power of positive thinking and goal setting. Welcome to Mr. Joshuddin. How are you today?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you, Amina, for inviting me to your show, and thank you to your viewers for joining us to this show.
So I did a small introduction of yourself. Tell us a little bit more about what you do and how you came about.
Well, first of all, as a mindset coach, my role is to support my clients to identify significant changes that they want to make in their life, to work on themselves, look at what are the negative barriers stopping them from reaching their full potentials. So it could be stress, mental well-being, it could be relationship problem, or it could be just working on personal development, looking at healthy eating, how to change career, or working with them themselves to become better person in terms of being more resilient, more focused, more determined. It's about looking it's about getting the client to look at a different perspective of themselves. Yeah.
So just to reiterate in Bangla basically, so mindset coach, motivation you help them achieve some of that motivation. They identify motivation that kind of thing. Is that what you do?
Yeah. So most of my clients, or most generally, people do have motivation, but sometimes we lack motivation for various reasons. It could be to do your health or the environment that you belong to. You could be surrounded by people who are toxic, not healthy for yourself, or the career that you're in, or a relationship, or it could be that you're not motivated because you're stuck in certain situation and you want to come out of that. And as a life coach, mindset life coach, I help to unlock that true potential that you have. So everyone, Amina, everyone has true potentials. Everyone has the desire, the aspiration to be successful in whatever they want to do, because everyone is gifted and talented. For me, it's about helping them to unlock that.
So shobor maze ekta potential ase, talent ase, ze okta kila tukaya bahorta, and to make it come to use.
Yeah, so everyone has that desire. Everybody wants to be happy, don't they? Everybody wants to be healthy. Everybody wants to have a healthy relationship with families, friends, the environment, who they are. So, but what happens, the lack of motivation happens because outside factors or within yourself, it could be that, you're stressed, you have anxiety, you have medical health problems.
Depression is quite a big one, isn't it? Especially within our community.
Absolutely. Mental health has a major impact on our motivation, and also financial issues have major impact on our health.
Especially in this day and age where people are struggling.
And in modern society now, motivational has major impact through influences, what people say, because we're so used to listening to other people and other people validating how we are.
So we want to also do some of that as well. And it's quite hard to achieve some of that because what we see on, let's say, social media is not always true.
No, it's not.
It could just be a show.
Yeah, so one of the things when I work with clients, especially with young people, and I find that they want to be like certain people on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and they say, look, I want to be like that. But then I said, well, you're not that person. That person doesn't exist. You need to find out who you want, what aspiration you have, and who are you. So it's about self-discovery.
Okay. So can you explain what a positive mindset means? So positive mindset on money kita.
So positive mindset is something that you have to work on, right? Positive mindset is about being able to have a self-reflection, to be creative, to analyze yourself, to be able to look at your lifestyles, to eat well, to have a healthy sleep, to be able to manage difficult situation in life and overcome them, because in life we learn more from our failures than our success.
Successes,
yeah,
of course.
So how do you manage your failures? Yeah, that will make you more stronger, more resilient, and more determined. So motivation comes within itself. No one can give you motivation unless you have that motivation. I can help you to unlock that, but you have to have that motivation of change. You have to have that desire to say, look, I'm in this position at the moment, but I want to move on. And how do I do that? Yeah.
And as soon as you get that in you, then you feel like you can get the help.
You want to, it's like anything, you need to own it. You need to believe in yourself. You need to have the passion to say, right, I need to have that motivation to change. You have to have that motivation within yourself.
Okay. And why is positive mindset so important for personal growth?
Well, it's really important, to have a positive mindset because it's about looking after yourself, self-care. A positive mindset is about looking at, for example, how you eat, what you eat, your dietary, looking at your sleeping patterns, looking at what you wear, how you dress, how you present yourself to this world, how you perform. So if you don't have positive mindset, the world's not going to see the best of you. So you're cheating the world out of best of who you are.
Okay, so a lot of it is to do with food, like for instance, amra diet bala takhto gum time moto gumani routine ekta takhto.
So your positive mindset is about your, looking at not just the food, but your sleeping pattern, but looking at your environment, your family, Because believe it or not, your positive mindset could have significant impact by the people that you surround yourself, right? Make sure you always surround yourself by people who praise you, who like you, who value you, and who are happy for your success. When you're surrounded by people who criticize you, do not value you, your motivation has a major impact. You become stressed, you've got anxiety, you're fearful, don't you? So that's one of the motivations. So in life, be motivated by having good people around you all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how do you recognize that someone isn't motivated?
Are you talking about someone generally, or are you talking about if your family or friend?
If it's family, for instance, I think family is the first circle that would probably recognize.
So I would say, as a parent, when you're bringing up your children, and you feel if they're not motivated, first of all, look at your parenting style.
So if a motivation nai, amra bustam kila. This,
So you can, one of the most important thing is ask that person. And hear their voice. What are they telling you? Ask them questions. How are they feeling? How's their health? What is their career path?
But often amra dekha jay to manche itamatta sengna. People who don't have motivation, they don't have that confidence to say, this is my problem.
Yeah, but you know what? Motivation. Let's change the word from motivation. In a family setting, if we're talking about a family setting, we talk every day to our kids. But how do we talk to our kids? That's really important. And the language that we use all the time. So if your children come from school or if they're coming from work, ask them questions, how was your day? What did the day look like for you? So engage in the conversation, and then you can ask them questions about their well-being, how their friends are. Is there anything that's bothering them?
In their life, there is some interest. And what is it that you do? What have you done today?
Yes, and other motivation is also, as a parent yourself, if your children see you are getting motivated, by your work ethics, by the way you are disciplined, from your routine to what you eat, to your friends and your families, how you control your finance, the way you communicate, they will pick that up. As a children, they will pick that up. Okay. It's like your friends too. If your friends see you motivated, right, to have a better job, to improve your health, to go to the gym, right? For one thing, I'm talking about gym. Gym is a really good motivation, isn't it? Why do most of us want to go to the gym? Because we want to look after our body. So as a mindset, what I do, most people want to go to the gym to look after their body, but they're not understanding about their mindset, because mind is a really powerful tool that we have. So if you do not know how to utilize your mind and unlock the true potential, then it doesn't matter how much you go to the gym, because if you're not right there, nothing's going to be.
Nothing else is going to work.
So you have to be peace within yourself and understand who you are and work on yourself.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Dear viewers, we're going on a very short break and we will be back very shortly. Please stay with us and we'll continue our conversation with Joshuddin. Thank you. Dear viewers, welcome back on another episode of Family Focus. So you were with us before the break, and we're talking about positive mindset today. We have our guest today with us, who is Josh Uddin. So we were talking about motivation and how someone can recognize, like, a member of your family isn't motivated or is lacking motivation. How can those people be helped then? Say somebody does tell you that I'm not feeling great or my motivation is not great. How can we help them? Where can they seek help?
Well, if they say to you, look, I'm lacking in motivation, right? Then one of the things for me as a mindset coach, I would say to them, identify what's stopping them to be motivated. What are the barriers? Is it to do with their health? Is it to do with they can't be focused? Is it self-esteem? Is it lack of confidence, or is it because they don't have a goal setting, where they don't know where the destination is they want to go to, right? So by talking, you'll be able to understand what the barriers are. Okay. And once, as the coach, mindset coach, I understand what the barriers are, then you can work to develop strategies to manage that, to overcome that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, if it's children, the lack of motivation, how can we help them? Where can they get help?
Well, again, most important thing is, work with the school, because they go to the school all the time. Ask the teachers, what are the subjects they really like, how they like when they make friends in school, and observe their friends too. And then most importantly, speak to your children. Ask them, what is their dream, what do they like, what they dislike, and then encourage them. If they like something, encourage them. Say, look, how can you do that better, or how can we do this, and get them to try out different things. Yeah, and get them to experiment, different sports, music.
Oh, but this is the problem that we have within the Asian community is that, if it is music, if it is art, if it is sports, they say, oh, this isn't good enough. You need to be a teacher, you need to be a lawyer, you need to be, a doctor. Yeah. So they don't encourage, and sometimes those children that are lacking motivation is because maybe they have a hidden need. Yeah. And they're not succeeding in other subjects, but their mind is working in a different way with those creative subjects.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I worked with some parents where their kids had ADHD, learning difficulties, right? It doesn't mean they're not motivated. It's about getting the support from them, from the school.
And that's their barrier, isn't it? Because their mind isn't working for a certain subject.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that, they can't achieve and they can't be successful. Some of the greatest philosophers, architects, politicians have had, ADHD or learning or mental health issues. You know what I mean? So what is, again, as a parent, be caring and listen to your child. What is your child telling you? And then understand from that, and then look at how you can help them. So as parents, you can get support from your school, you can get support from GPs and other specialized areas, right? But also, once your child tells you that they're motivated, right, look at different ways of motivating them. Encourage them, use positive language, positive words, and then help them.
But we don't get to the root of the problem. We just see what's on the surface and judge the child with that. And actually, by doing that, demotivated.
Yeah, because again, I would emphasize to your viewers, right, especially their parents, listen to what the child is saying. Once if the child is honest with you, he or she tells you why they're not motivated, then you got a standing point of where you can start addressing that. Yeah. Majority of the children are talented. They want to be successful. The fact that they're born means they're already a survivor. They're a winner, and everything else is bonus, right? So help them. And also, when you talk about motivation, whose motivation are you talking about? Is it the parents' motivation or is it the child's motivation?
And sometimes we see that, like even in my day job, I kind of see that you see the parents that are really motivated and encouraging their children. Actually, those children do go ahead quite fast, and they're very, they achieve quite a lot.
Well, then I think the word you need to use is not motivation, it's about encouragement. So how do we encourage our children to be more happy, to be more successful? And what do we do as a parents? As I said, language is really powerful. It's also about, hugging them and praising them.
ওটাও আমরা করি না যে আমরা in our culture as well আমরা দেখা যায় যে আমরা বাচ্চাদের একটা হাগ দিতে লাগে ও বাচ্চাদের কেন হাগ দিতে or why should I show love and affection or encouragement আরবার কি তা স্কুলে গেছো টিচার এনকারেজ করব why do I need to do that?
Well, again, if those parents have, it's not the parents' fault because they might have had similar experience when they were growing up, right? So it's about understanding from their perspective. Look, as a parents, how can I change my parenting style to help my children to be better, and to show them love and show them affection and to listen to them,
And sometimes it's about that family setting as well. Amra we can't show love between a mum and a dad, or we can't show that affection. We can't be sitting in the same room together because, again, back to Shorom. But that is also building the child for the future, that this is normal. No one's saying go beyond your limits, but we do have to show to them that this, no matter what happens to you, we are a unit and we are supporting you and we support one another.
Absolutely. So again, going back to what I said earlier, it's about your surrounding as a family. How do because remember, as a mum and dad or dad and dad or mum and mum, whatever that is, you are the role model. Right? How you behave, how you act has a significant impact on your child's development. So the way you display your love and affection will have an impact on your child when they're growing up. So the more understanding you are, the more caring you are, the more nurturing you are, then the child will become more resilient and more focused and more determined in life.
Okay, dear viewers, our phone line is open, so you can see the phone number at the bottom of your screen. Please, আপনারা ফোন করোকা যদি কোনো question থাকে আমরা জশ ভাই লাগি please call in. So going back to the questions, what methods do you use to help your clients recognize and overcome their limiting beliefs? So আমার যে belief আমি পারতাম না আমি করতাম পারিয়ান না, that how do you get them out of that?
Well, so there are different techniques that I use. First of all, I'll talk to them and they'll come in, but there are different strategies that I use, like goal setting. So I like, for example, if they're saying they can't achieve something, so I'll do an exercise with them and say, how true is that? Because where do you have the evidence to say that you can't do something, right? Then we break that down, and then we look at how you can achieve that. So it's step by step, looking at how to achieve that. And to
So are you looking at specific goals or?
Yeah, so it could be, say for example, if someone came to me and said, look, I want to change, my lifestyle, right? And I'm motivated by that because I've had a heart attack recently, or I've been diagnosed with diabetes, what that is. So we look at the strategy of how you can manage that. So we look at the diet first, what they eat in, look at the sleeping patterns, and then we look at what is realistic for them to achieve, right? Then you have time frame goals, right? When and how you can achieve that. And also we look at support network. Who is around you that can support you? Apart from me as a mindset coach, who else can support you to achieve that? So there's a structure to support them to manage that. And it also has to be realistic, something, if you want to be fit in terms of your body and your mind, it's not going to be overnight. You have to work on it. So you'll have to look at what you're eating, right? Are you smoking? Are you drinking? Are you having too much caffeine? Are you having lack of sleep, right? And also educate yourself in terms of managing what is good, healthy eating, right? And then we'll look at goals. Like if you want to, if you want to go to the gym, or you can go for a walk. So it's small steps.
Small steps.
Yes,
Okay, so do people come and see you face to face?
Yeah, or sometimes I do Teams.
Okay.
Teams meeting,
Do you ever get calls like in the middle of the night, I need help?
No. So there's certain times I will say, obviously, after a certain time, no. But I only go up to about 2 months, and after that, they have to start implementing the programs.
I think when they have you for 2 months, that's probably enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So what strategies can individuals use to identify and conquer their limited beliefs?
Well, first of all, identify what the limited belief is. Get a piece of paper and write down what is your limit, what is your gremlin. You know what I mean by gremlin?
Yeah.
What is the fear in you? Now, and how true is that fear? So if you have a fear, like saying, for example, I worked with someone where they were fearful about a financial situation they were going through, like they had a business, and they said, look, if I don't do certain aspect of this business, then I'm fearful that I'm going to lose my business, my home, and that. And then we worked on it. We looked at his business plan, and we looked at it, and actually, majority was not true. It was just in his mind. So we had to put that on a piece of paper and work this out for him. And once he realised, when he saw visually that actually only 10% is true, and there's others that he can work on it to stop his business. He had a lot of opportunities to stop what was happening.
Right.
So he had to take control of that. So I helped him to develop a plan to manage that more effectively.
Okay, I see. So what's the most common challenges then that people encounter when they're trying to shift their mindset?
Procrastination, when people just...
The
lack of motivation happens when people think, I'll do it another day. I'm sure all of us been in that situation when you've got tasks to do and you think, you know what, I'll leave it. Yeah. And so, and it's a normal because most of the time all of us don't want to do a lot of things, do we?
Yeah.
But because we have to go to work, we have to get up in the morning, we get motivated because he pays us bills, we get money, don't we?
Yeah.
But to break that motivational down, to understand it, is to say to yourself, how and when do I want to improve quality of my life? You need to ask, one of the most important things as a mindset coach, I always ask people is, be honest to yourself and ask the question, am I ready for change? Do I want to change? If I want to change, what skill sets or what do I have to do that? Yeah, because everyone has the potential to change, the motivational change. Everyone has that.
Okay. So what strategies can individuals use to identify and conquer their limited beliefs?
Well, listen, limited belief, right?
I know there's you as a mindset
but limited belief, right? Think about the limited belief, all of us have it, yeah? You have to have a limit, it's yang and yin sort of, yeah? Limited belief, we have limited belief about everything, don't we? Oh, I'm not good enough for this. Am I in this healthy relationship? Do you know what I mean? Or I don't have enough money, or I'm not able to do this job because I don't have the skill set. Yeah, it's in build us, but it's about breaking that down. What does a limited belief look like for you, right? So again, I'll say do exercise, right? Write those down. What is a limited belief? How true is it? And what can I do to change that? Yeah, we all have limited belief. Listen, from Barack Obama to President Clinton or to Keir Starmer, everyone has limited belief. It's about how you conquer that, right? Those beliefs, yeah? And then you overcome them. And then once you overcome those limited beliefs, you'll have something else to fear about. Okay? It's part of our human nature.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Great. So I know you said you help people kind of identify those issues, then you write them down, you get them to see how they can overcome them. Are there any other ways that you kind of help the clients, when they're demotivated or when they feel stuck? Do you work with other agencies? Well,
no, we're working more, if it's like mental health issues, then obviously I'll say to them to go see your GP. Like, it's really important to see your practitioner.
Okay, but you can't make a referral?
No, they have to make it, because if it's mental health issues, you have to see your general practitioner and they can support you, because that's medical. But in terms of people who are stuck, limited belief, as I said, I have different strategies and techniques that I use. Obviously, I'm not going to say all of it.
Yeah.
And then it's about doing what. So I do 6 weeks one-to-one sessions, and through those sessions, there will be elements of what the fears are, what the anxieties are, and where did the limited belief come from. So we will go back to the beginning.
So it could be from childhood trauma, it could be...
Absolutely. It could be childhood trauma, it could be something abuse, it could be a significant impact on the development that happened in their life through family or friends, and or
bullying,
bullying, anything.
Okay.
And then once you identify where that came from, then you can start working on it. And then develop strategies.
Okay. And so you said goal setting is really important. How do you guide your clients in setting like effective goals then? So once you've done all the work, now this is your final goal. How do you get there?
So you have overall goal setting, right? And then you have mini goal setting.
Okay.
Right? So you have this is your big plan where you want to go to, but then you have realistic small ones, goal setting, and then you work on that. because you know it's about making small changes. You can't change overnight, right?
So then you get to the big one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And it has to be realistic, right? For example, if you say like, look, I want to look like, you know, my body to have six-pack, and I want to look really well, but I'm overweight at the moment. Well, that's going to take time. That's going to take at least 6-7 months for you to get to that destination. So you'll have to look at, you know, your budget. Have you got the budget to make this work for you? Have you got the, you know, the healthy diet package that you need? Have you got the support package in place? For example, if you're in a relationship, right, and you're not motivated by that relationship, you'll have to analyze that relationship. What does that relationship look like for you? Are you happy? If you're not happy, why are you happy? And then talk to that person and look at the solutions, look at ideas.
So I suppose as a mindset coach, sometimes do you use those strategies on yourself? Do you find yourself?
Yeah, every day I use, you know, every day I do a lot.
Sorry, we've got a caller. We'll come back to that question. Hello, caller. Can you hear us?
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
জি আমার প্রশ্ন হলো যে একটা ইয়ং ছেলে 25 বছরের ছেলে তার লাগি ধরে লোক আরো 4-5টা ফ্যামিলি পাগল থারের মেয়ে বিয়া দিত ও ছেলে গেছো কিন্তু ছেলে একটা বিশেষ কারণ আছে ছেলের ডাইনা তুই এক্সট্রা ফিঙ্গার এখানে তারা মনে করে ও মানে মেয়ে ও ছেলে ওটা হইতে পারে তখন এই ছেলে একটা মেয়েরে ভালোবাসে এর লাগি তার মেন্টাল তুই গেছে যে ও একটা মেয়েরে ভালোবাসে আর অন্যান্য তো দুশ্মনী করে যে তুমি আমার মেয়েরে বিয়া করো তুমি একটা মেয়েরে ভুলি যাও তখন কিলা বাচ্চো স্যার
Well, did you understand that?
No, do you want to explain that?
Okay, so there's a young 25-year-old who is being harassed by 4 or 5 families to get married.
Right, okay.
And he likes this one girl. Now, he's got one issue, is that he's got an extra finger on his right hand.
Yeah.
And now these other families are like, forget that girl, marry all the, you know, the other girls that have been put forward. So how is he meant to...
Well, listen. Well, first of all, if, you know, for him, it seems like he's under a lot of pressure and stress, and that's not really nice.
No.
And those families should not be putting him under that pressure. And he needs to be honest to himself and to his families, and say to them how he feels, and express his feelings for the other person. Because
obviously he's in a relationship that if he's happy, and he shouldn't be forced into marrying someone else that he's not happy with.
Well, it sounds like cohesive behaviour, and it's not really healthy.
No.
So he, as a young man who's 25 years old, if he likes someone else, tell him to be honest to his family and tell them and be quite explicit, right, of what he wants his life to be.
So, sorry, to our caller. Josh Baye khoiraz tain 25-year-old zain tain tan family loge matita ze matia khoita ze ami ze mere bala fai ami o mere biya kortam ar baki jara family asoin tain je tare pressure dira e pressure tan lagi healthy nai so ikta ta ki horiya ta kharta bala একটা মানুষের তো ফোর্স করিয়া আর জায়গাত বিয়া দেওয়াটা ঠিক নাই ইভেন দো তান মনে মনে তান একটা উইকনেস আছে যে তান এক্সট্রা একটা ফিঙ্গার আছে একটা লইয়া তো কোনো প্রবলেম নাই cuz মানুষের আর বড় ধরনের বেমার আজার থাকে so that shouldn't be an issue at all.
And the finger, that's not an issue. That's a gift. It's okay, it's part of him.
Yeah. All right, so going back to our questions, so how do you motivate yourself then? So as a mindset coach, you motivate all these people. How are you motivating yourself?
Well, do you know what? As you probably know me, I'm quite a positive person. I'm quite energetic myself.
Too positive.
Yeah. And what I have a daily mantra that I do every morning and evening.
Okay.
And I do exercise.
What's the daily mantra?
So it's like praying.
Okay,
so I have my set of ways that every morning I do at 5:30 in the morning when I get up in the morning. I have a daily routine that I do.
Oh, okay.
That's for about 45 minutes, and then I have the evening routine that I do. And then I also I journal, I write. So every day before I go to bed, I write down and I do reflection. So one of the reflection I do, what went really well for me today, and what could have been better for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And if you need help, where do you go?
So so if I got a coach that I speak to. I got as a mindset coach, I have people that I would speak to on a regular basis. It's like a supervision.
I suppose it's quite hard on someone like you when you're constantly motivating other people. Mentally, that's quite a lot of stress, isn't it?
Another thing is I'm quite adventurous, so I like to do fun stuff. So I like to do, I like to go out, traveling, or I like to go out with my family and friends, like socializing, eating. I like to go to the theatres. I like to listen to music. I love different type of music, right? So I like to read too. So I try to do different things to keep myself motivated. And I'm also very lucky. I got a very, very wonderful family and really, really good friends like you lot. So I'm surrounded by positive people around me all the time.
Although I bully you most of the time.
Yes, you do.
Okay, great. So that's brilliant to know that actually you also get help, because we don't recognize that some of these people that are motivating us and some of those people that are helping us, sometimes they also need help. And it's great. Is that part of your work? Like they provide a coach for you?
No, so I have a set of other group coaches that we work together.
Okay.
So we share ideas and we have a reflective supervision all the time.
Okay. Amazing. Okay, so we're about to go on a break shortly. So how do you guide your clients then in setting effective goals? Because I can come to you and say, oh, I want to achieve this, but like you've already said that you break it down into small pieces.
Yeah.
But what happens when they don't achieve that and they get a setback and they feel like, oh my God, now I can't achieve anything?
No, it doesn't mean they failed. It just means you have to try again, but look at it from a different perspective.
But they might see it as a failure.
Yeah, so as a mindset coach, so what I do, I look at all the strategies for them. I look at what it failed and what was the barriers, and then we look at how we're going to overcome those barriers. Remember, when Edison created the light bulb, right, it took him 99, I think, 1,000 times or something like that. He didn't see it as a failure. He saw that as a success.
Step closer.
Yeah, step closer. So everything, it takes time. You may want to achieve this, but it doesn't happen straight away. It doesn't mean you failed. It just means you've got to try a different way. That's what it is.
Okay.
Take a step at a time. Listen, every day we face obstacles in our life, but you're still here, you still exist, right? And that's part of life.
I see. Okay, interesting. Okay, dear viewers, we're going to go on a very short break, but we will be back very shortly. We're talking to Josh here, who is a mindset coach, and আমরা লগে মাতিরা যে আমরা কিলা motivation দিতাম পারি মানুষরে নিজে motivated হইতাম পারি, and what are those techniques and strategies to achieve certain goals. So please stay with us and we will be back after the break. Dear viewers, welcome back to another episode of Family Focus. So today I have Joshuddin with me, and he is a mindset coach, and he's telling us some of the strategies and techniques he uses to help people stay motivated and to help them set goals in life. So Josh, dear viewers, আজকে আমরা লগে আছেন জশউদ্দিন। So তাই নইলা mindset coach, যে আমরা কিলা motivated থাকতাম, আমরা goal settings একটা আছে যে আমরা future কিতা আমরা achieve করতাম চাই, ওটা কিলা achieve করতাম পারি আমরা mind রে change করিয়া ওটা লগে কি তাই মানুষের লগে কাম করেন, and তাই আমরা থোড়া strategies techniques ওটা কি কইরা, so আমরা দেখি তাই কিতা কইন।
Was that to explain to the viewers?
Yeah.
So you do both English and Bengali?
I have to cater
But you're doing a
to
good job. You're doing a good job.
Try. So what we were talking about what is self-care and self-talk. So self-care, kita.
Well, self-care is about looking after yourself. I know it sounds quite obvious, yeah? So self-care, again, as I said before, is about what you're eating, right? What type of food do you eat? Is it healthy for you? Are you smoking? Are you drinking? How are you? What are you taking in your body? Yeah. What impact does that have on you? Right. If you're going to consume a lot of food and alcohol or drinks, all that is not good for you, then you're not taking care of yourself, are you?
Right.
It's almost like also like sleeping. What are your sleeping habits? Believe it or not, but we actually need 8 or 9 hours sleep. So how do you manage that? Because some people
I need about 15 hours.
There you go. But that's another story. So, and then self-care is about how you know, like for example, in modern society, the major impact on our self-care is through the internet, isn't it? And Facebook and TikTok. Now, how are you looking after your mental well-being? If you are looking, as I said to you earlier on today, I've noticed more and more now, right? People constantly on the phone. They do not stop looking at the phone. They can't concentrate more than 20 seconds, right? Now, what is that doing to your self-care? Because you're bombarding too much information and your mind can't cope with it. Every second, right? I think I told you the story. I went to this beautiful wedding. Food was wonderful. Everyone dressed really well. What do you think people did? They were on the phone all the time. As the bride and the groom was coming along, everyone was just taking pictures. And you know what? It's really disappointing because they were not enjoying the moment. They did not appreciate what was around them. And that set, yeah? All they were interested. Yeah, they were just looking at the phone. Now, what is that doing to you? Is that healthy for you? Listen, I'm not saying phone is bad, but it's in moderation, isn't it? Like, if you're like, I was working with a client, right? And one of the reasons she was struggling to sleep was because she was on TikTok to 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we have to look at strategies how to manage that.
TikTok must be so interesting.
Well, no, it's just that she couldn't put it down. Now, believe it or not, she's a really professional person. If I tell you what she did, I won't tell you.
She's a teacher.
No. She,
It's usually teachers.
No, I'm not going to tell you. But she is really successful in what she does, right? Right, and a professional. But she found it really struggle because TikTok was part of way of relaxing, but it took over her life. And the Instagram,
you're losing sleep.
Yeah, every day. You know, she was saying, "Look, I'm really, really struggling with this."
আমরা মানুষ তো constantly phone like Facebook, TikTok, you know, Instagram.
Yeah. So going back to what you said.
Also, these groups on WhatsApp. Yeah, 100টা group হইবো.
Absolutely.
100টা গ্রুপের মাঝে 100টা মেসেজ যায়। আমি ফরতে
There you go. And why is it like people when they go out, right? They socialise with other people. Why do they have to text where they are or what they're eating? Now, how is that relevant?
Because our life is taken over by social media, isn't it? So we feel like we have to show the world what we're doing.
I mean, let's go back. When I'm talking about self-care, and you said that it's about people we have to show to people. No, you don't.
No, I'm saying that's what they feel like they need to show people.
We choose to take part in that. No one's forcing us to do it.
No,
so you have to be disciplined.
But it is that pressure. It's that invisible pressure that so and so is doing it. Because I want to fit in. তারা বালা খানি খাইরা খালি ফটো দেখি আর আমিও খাই আর আমিও তো ফটো দিতাম না।
But it's not true.
It's almost like this competition.
Yes, but that competition is in your head. It's not in anyone else's because everyone thinks the same. They're not thinking the same. They're doing their own stuff. So if you don't look at I mean, you know, when you send text, I don't look at it. I just throw it away. It's not important because if you
throw what away?
When you go out and you're socializing. exercising, if you put, I don't have to look at that. That's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's you going out with your friends. So that's about self-care.
Yeah.
You have to be able to judge for yourself what is important to you. Don't allow other people judge for you and what is important for you. So self-care, you know, going back to it again, look at yourself. How healthy are you? Are you getting regular sleep? Are you exercising?
There's also a lot of people that khali constantly office taki baro yallo khali kham on the mind all the time. Again, they're being taken away from their family. They're being taken away from their social life, from their friends, from doing those things that you enjoy. And so how would you say to somebody there, okay, how would you kind of guide them, for instance?
So again, it's about work-in balance, isn't it? So as a mindset coach, I would look at them. I would say, what value do you have in your family? If you don't have any value, then it's not going to work, is it?
Yeah.
So it's about evaluating your life. If you just want to work, and for some people it might be fine. They just want to work.
If you don't have a family, of course it's fine. Work day and night because there's no one there for you.
Well, even if you do have family, some people might just want to work because that's what they are. Some people might say, look, I can't do this, I'm struggling.
But then is that healthy though? Because of course let's say you don't have a family in the sense that you don't have, you know, a wife and children and you've moved out from your parents and stuff. But then you're constantly working. Shouldn't you also be spending some time with friends, with socializing, seeing what the world's about?
Absolutely. But some people might not have friends or families. Or,
really?
Yeah. Some people, you know, there are a lot of people out there who do not have friends. So one of the things I would look at as a mindset.
Is that because they work all the time?
Well, listen, for example, you know, when you're working, it's about making sure you have a balanced life. Absolutely. You want to have friends, you want to have a hobby, you know, you want to be able to enjoy life, right? And be healthy. But again, as an individual, you have that choice. You need to make that choice as an individual. What kind of quality life do I want to have? Do I want to be someone who's just constantly working and working, but not have enough time for myself, or have time for my family or my friends? So you need to ask that questions for yourself. And your viewers who might do that, this is time for you to reflect.
There are a lot of people actually, especially what I do see within our community is that there's a lot of people that don't put time aside for their family because what is important to them is that, I'm I've got a roof over your head, that's all you need to know. It doesn't matter. I just want to work all the time. So why do you have a problem with that? Because I'm providing. But that family also need your time. Those children need you as the role model or the fatherly figure to guide them, to spend time with them.
Absolutely, you're right. But again, my question would be to that individuals, you know, to ask them what is the motivation behind them for doing that. I know you said it's about providing.
I know people that they say, because when I was younger, so now they started making money. So all they want to do is make money.
So that's their motivation, isn't it?
That's their motivation, but what are they doing to the children?
Absolutely. So this is where it's for them to reflect, isn't it? And if someone is unable to reflect, then it's about how, as a family, they can support them to say, look, we love you, we care for you, but do you need to work that long? You know, it's about how we engage in that dialogue. How do we get them to see from their perspective of what they want? Okay.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a typical conversation. It's a typical dialogue that a lot of people do have those complaints that, you know, there's not enough time being spent with the family. And time is one of those things, especially when the children are so young, that will never come back.
Well,
and that is what molds them.
Well, in life, one thing you're not guaranteed is to get the time back. Well, I will say again to your viewers, right, who are maybe in that situation, take a step back and ask yourself, how much do I value my family and what is really important for me and what can I do to make this positive experience for all of us? Do you want to explain that in Bengali or?
Do you want to repeat yourself?
No, do you want to explain that in Bengali or no?
No, so
okay.
Josh Bhai kita hoira je amra okhta dekhtam hoibo je amra lagi important kita je ঠিক আছে ফসা বানাইতাম খামখাজ করতাম বাট আমরার ফ্যামিলির ইম্পর্টেন্স কিতা ফ্যামিলির টাইম দেওয়ার ইম্পর্টেন্স কিতা আমরা বাচ্চারা যদি ইয়াং থাকে ইয়াং বাচ্চারে আমরা কিলা টাইম দিলে যে তারা ফিউচার কিলা ডেভেলপ হইব ওখটা দেখতাম সো অফকোর্স কোনো মানুষের আছে যে ছোটবেলা হয়তো কোনো কিছু আছিল যে অফটেন আমি শুনি যে মানুষে কই আমরা ছোট থাকতে আমরা ফসা আছিল না আমরা কষ্ট করছি সো এখন আমি চাই খালি কনস্ট্যান্টলি ফসা বানাইতাম আমার বাচ্চা ইনতে কষ্ট করতাম না অফকোর্স দ্যাটস দ্য গ্রেট থিং বাট যে বাচ্চাইতে যে টাইম ফাইরা না পয়সা থাকবো বাট এই টাইম তো বাকাইতো না সো এই টাইম যদি বাকায় না এই বাচ্চাটার যে মেন্টাল ডেভেলপমেন্ট এটা তো you can't fix after with money. With unlimited amount of money you can't even fix. Okay, so moving on. How do you integrate mindfulness and other mental wellness practices into your coaching session?
Well, listen, I'm really pleased you asked me that question. So when I'm doing mindful coaching with my clients, I always say to my clients, right, remember, do other form of mental exercise. It could be praying. You could go to the mosque. Listen, religion is really, really valuable, right? Be it Muslim, Hindu, Christian, or Buddha, or if you're a spiritualist, right? Because it gives you a structure. It gives you a balance. So when you go to pray 5 days, right, you're in a positive mind frame, right? You're in a zone. And you're asking your God.
5 days, 2 days.
Sorry, it's a 5 days web day. So I didn't mean that. When you pray 5 times, yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. Thank you for correcting that. So when you're praying every moment, yeah, for me it's like meditation or whatever you want to call it, right? You are taking self-care of yourself. You're getting ready to pray to your God, and you're asking your God to help you, to give you solutions, and ask for forgiveness. It gives you, see, religion is really important if you use it in the right way. It gives you guidance, it gives you structure, and it gives you balance and purpose. Right? So religion is powerful.
It almost like brings you back into line, isn't it? So when you've had a bit of a wobbly day and you go and you pray and you're focused on one thing, it brings you right back into line.
Absolutely. Have you noticed when you go to mosque or church or a Hindu temple or synagogue, have you noticed when you go there, I've had the experience of being there, it's really calm. Straight away you feel,
and you even come out feeling calm.
Yeah, and if you're not inclined to do that, you know, do yoga, breathing exercise, walking, so any form of exercise to help yourself, to self-develop. That is really good for you.
Okay, great.
Or I would say the other thing you could do is write down how you feel.
How you feel?
Journal. Every day.
Sure mind. problem
Well, it depends what you write on it.
Well, there you go. So maybe put it on a phone, innit? On a note.
Well, no, we talked about phones. Yeah, absolutely. Put it on your phone. Keep your phone diary. Or record it to yourself. Whatever works for you. Yeah?
Okay. So how important is the support of family and friends in someone's mindset transformation journey?
Well, listen, in every relationship, right, you need caring, loving, understanding relationship, especially when it comes to families. You want your family to understand you, of who you are, what is your existence, right, and what motivates you in life. And you want them to respect you, but at the same time, you also want to respect the family too, and understand the family's perspective, right? Being in any relationship is difficult. But it's about how do you overcome those difficulties. Difficulties are a small part, right? But how do you make the relationship more positive, right? And one of the ways is to keep communicating. Keep sharing.
Communicating.
Yeah. Well, that's fine, you know. But I think families and friends are really important in motivation at all times, yeah? And also, you know, how the words they use, that, you know, to support you with that.
Very often what we see is people are really passionate about a certain thing. So let's say, for instance, music, art, you know, those things that we talked about before, they're really, really passionate. And they're not doing anything wrong, but you do get that family pulling you back. What would you say to those family members? Like, obviously their perspective is you're doing something wrong.
Okay, what I'll say to you, look, we live in a society, where we're very fortunate to have these opportunities, right? Allow your child, let them be who they want. Let them be creative.
So long as they're not doing anything
absolutely
bad.
If they want to be a musician, if they want to be a priest, or if they want to be a builder or a plumber, whatever they want, support them. Let them be who they want. Let them enjoy and feel through their true potential, right? Let them be happy.
Because they will only succeed then, isn't it? If it's something that they enjoy, they've got the family backing, they've got the motivation, and they're not doing anything bad, then they will truly succeed.
Absolutely. And also, don't live your dreams through your kids.
Through your kids. There's a lot of people.
Let the kids. Yeah. And listen, not everyone's going to be a doctor. Not everyone's going to be an accountant or brain surgeon, right?
Yeah.
Remember this. You brought this child in this world, right? So give them all the nourish of encouragement and support to let them fly to their true potentials. Don't hold them back. Just encourage them. Whether if you disagree with it, learn to respect that and then move
But maybe
forward.
those people need help. Why am I being a barrier to my child? Is it my mindset that needs to change?
Yeah. and
Shall we
could-
send them to you?
they can contact me and I'll work with them happily. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I think we're about to go on a break. Dear viewers, please stay with us. We're coming back to continue our discussion on mindset with Joshuddin. We will be back very shortly after a very small break. Stay with us. For the episode.
What's the next question?
Dear viewers, welcome back to Family Focus. Today I have Joshuddin with me. He is a mindset coach and he is talking about positive mindfulness and how to set those goals and achieve those goals. So how do you handle situations, or as a coach, what would you say to a client where the family isn't supporting them? So let's say they want to achieve something, they're really passionate about something. The but family support or that motivation is lacking.
Yeah, and that's quite difficult for a person to be in.
It is a very difficult one. That your passion is somewhere, but your
Yeah.
family is pulling you back.
Well, I'll give you an example where I worked with a client where they were in a relationship and they wanted to change their career.
Oh, okay.
And when he spoke to his wife and the families, and they're like, "Look, are you sure you want to change this?" But and you know the impact, financial impact, it was going to have on him and the family. So one of the things I helped him is to look at, if he left that job, what other opportunities does he have to support the family, and making sure that that there's no financial implication, right? So I got him and his family to work together to look at. Just because you leave a job, it doesn't mean it's end
of the world.
Yeah. So it's about, if you're not happy with something, what can you do to change that? So he said to me, "Look, this is my opportunity to change this career path, and I want to do this." So we looked at a plan, you know, goal setting.
We have to look at what makes them happy as well. Maybe they're not happy in the job that they're in.
And for you, going back to that question, I mean, one of the most important things is to talk and say to the family, "Look, this is what I want to do. I really, really love your support, and I want you to help me to achieve this, because you are my family, and I love you, and I care for you, and I would really appreciate that." Do you know that? And again, I would say keep an open communication all the time.
But often these families do throw it back in their face, as in like, "Oh, what decision you're making right now, this is going to happen, that is going to happen."
And this is where you have to be resilient, right? If you, because I'm going to say this, if someone tells you you can't, they're telling you their limits, not yours.
Not yours.
Right?
That was actually my next question, but it's great that you've come onto it. So building resilience.
Yeah, so you have to take control of yourself, and in terms of follow your dreams and follow your desire. And if the family do not accept it, explain to them why you're doing it, and explain that I understand your position, but this is something that I want to do. As long as it's safe.
Some families do put on quite tough conditions.
Peer pressure and stuff like that.
They'll be like, "Well, if you do this," I mean, I know people that will be like, "Oh, if you do something like that, I'm going to leave you.
Okay.
I'm going to take the kids and go because I don't want you to do that." Like they put very, very strict and
pressure.
A lot of pressure on someone.
That means it's not a healthy relationship, is it?
No, it's not. But a lot of these people do stay in these relationships because, again, it comes back down to that mindset, isn't it? That, okay, what is society going to say? What are my friends going to say? What are my family's going to say?
Are you just talking about Bengali community here?
Mostly.
Okay.
Mostly.
So if you're for example, you're talking about a relationship, right? So if you're in a relationship, right, and you're not happy, right? Is that relationship healthy for you and your children and your partner? And do you want to be in a relationship that's toxic, right, where there's no love, there's no care, and there's no...
But a lot of people, I'm ready to condition this because we do love you. But it is us showing love because we don't want... It always comes back down to that society.
So one of the things for Bengali community to understand this, right, nobody cares, yeah? Don't care about anyone else. Listen, when you die, right, no one's going to care about you. No one gives a damn about you, right? Your family might care, and then after 1 year, they'll forget about you, right? So
you're only 1 year.
So
oh my God.
So do what's right for you, right? You don't have to be in a relationship, right, that does not have love, does not have care, that is not productive, it's not resourceful, right? You got to think about it. If you've got children in there, what are you teaching those children? You want to be in a relationship that is safe, that's caring, that's loving, that's got a lot of affection, that you can be the person that you are.
But people make excuses for themselves, don't they? Let's say someone constantly threatens that we're going to leave this relationship. Sorry, we're going to come back to this question. We're going on a very short break. Dear viewers, please stay with us. We're going to come back to this question. Really interesting topic here. And we're going to continue this conversation very shortly. Please stay with us on Family Focus, and we'll see you after the break.
God, how long have you got? I'm dying. we should go
3,
into.
2, 1. Dear viewers, welcome back on Family Focus. Today we're talking about mindfulness and positive goal setting. We have with us Joshuddin, who is a mindset coach. And so we were talking about before the break how sometimes your families put extra pressure on you and they use some of those excuses as a control measure so that you can't really achieve what you're passionate about. What would you say to those family members who might be listening now even? What should they do? And also, what should the person do if they're in a situation like that?
Well, if you as an individual feel that you've been, family putting pressure on you, and it's impacting your motivational, right? I say be honest to yourself and ask the question: what are they doing to stop me achieving, being motivational? Is it the way they're speaking to me, or don't they like my ideas, or is it the group of people I hang around, or whatever that is, right? And then go back and have that discussion with them and say, look, this is what I want, and I want you to support me. And to family members, I would say, look, let that person be who they are. As long as they're not doing anything
to harm you.
To harm themselves, or if they're not having mental health issues or anything like that, then let them be. And let them live their life as they wish, okay? And let them be happy, because you only get a chance in this life once. It does not repeat again, right? So enjoy the family, enjoy the moment, and go on the right, beautiful journey. That's what I can say.
Go on that journey with them as well. So achieve kore, then I can also be on that journey with them. I don't have to stop them from something.
No. And ask yourself as a parent, why am I stopping my child from doing this?
It's not just parents though, you have
friends.
partners,
Yeah.
you have, husbands, wives, and all of that, trying to stop one another from doing something just because it doesn't fit their agenda.
Yeah, and one of the things is, a lot of us find change very difficult, right? Change can interrupt our daily routine, the way we are, our family unit, our relationship. Look, sometimes
We've
friends...
got a caller online, sorry to cut you off. Hi caller, can you hear us?
Hello, yes, I can hear you, yes, thank you.
Okay, what's your question?
So my question is about the family situation. Like, we all live with family, and family influences us. If I want to go and do something but my family is not agreeing, or certain members of the family are not agreeing, so there are a lot of kind of like situations like that where I can't really do what I want to do. It's a bit of a frustration situation, but then, what's the solution? Because you don't want to upset your family members, so what do you do?
Well, one of the things I would say, have you tried to speak to your family?
Sometimes, but sometimes it feels like it's not going to be, not going to bring in the results by talking,
What is the main reason that they're not agreeing to something? Sorry, if you're able to explain that, then it might give us a bit more to work on.
Sure. As we all know, religion plays a big role in our lives, and faith, religion, this is personal. But if you're born in a family which practices a certain faith, then you have to agree and go with that. You can't really be the rebel. So that's one thing that is a situation.
Religion is the major factor in this.
But are you saying that, am I right in thinking that you're thinking that religion has an impact on how you are and what you see? Is that what we're hearing?
Well, it's like, say your brother's very religious and you're not, but then your brother's your family. So how do you actually keep a normal relationship with the brother?
Well, I think, again, you can respect him for being religious, and if you're not that religious, you can explain to them, look, I'm part of this group, of the family, I'm part of this great family, but at the same time, I have my own belief, and there's certain beliefs that are important to me. So it's about your own individuality, and it's about them also respecting who you are, right? End of the day, you got to be happy with your choice, but it's about, you can't always compromise, do you know that? You have to look out for your self-care and your self-interest. And you can respect your family for who they are, but you are living this life. They're not living life for you, are they?
Of course, yeah, I agree with you, true. I live my
It's
life
very
here.
difficult. I understand the situation he's
Yeah.
in is that, of course, he wants to do what he's passionate about,
Yeah.
but because, let's say, religion is a factor in it, it's also about keeping the family happy. Because what you
yeah.
find in our community is that anyone that tries to move forward with their passion,
But can
they
I,
become isolated.
can I ask you? I forgot your name. What's your name?
If it's okay, I would like
Don't
to.
worry. Can I'm just going to say
anonymous.
something. This right, in our history of our life, right, everyone has broken down barriers, right, from religious to politics to culture, every aspect of our life, right. So every day we are breaking barriers down for positive or if you're negative, whatever that is. So you'll have to be the judge for yourself of how you want to address that, right? And what makes you happy and what's your desire and what's your motivation. Now, I can hear that you really love your family and you respect your religion and you really care for your brother, right? But at the same time, they also need to respect who you are and what you represent and your wish and your aspiration. But it's not going to be easy. You'll have to look at the way you communicate with that and look at coming to a compromising. You know, there's one word what we always said. You have to learn to agree to disagree to agree. It's
Yeah. No, thank you for the suggestions. I appreciate it very much. It's just that sometimes it becomes a situation where everything's fine, but when it comes to the faith, etc., it's just.
I would say do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, you weigh up what is your happiness. Are you happy giving into the family situation, and does that then make you unhappy, or are you happy doing what you're passionate about? And sometimes you do have to overstep that mark to bring your family on board as well, that they need to see actually no matter what we say, what we do, this person's going to continue doing what they're passionate about, and maybe we should support them.
And also remember, you got to talk to family and friends, talk to people who support you, who understand you, and then they can help you to manage this in a more positive way.
So communication, you reckon I should communicate more with them, talk to them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also try to get them to understand from your point of view of how you feel.
Sometimes, someone's faith is so strong, they're kind of blinded,
Well, then that's fine. That's who they are, and you got to respect that. But then also you got to respect your wish.
Yeah. Dear caller, I'm so sorry to cut you off. We are heading towards the end of the show. But of course, we'll have Josh back on another episode. So do call in and speak to Josh, and we hope we can try and help you. Thank you. So Josh, thank you so much for coming on today. Obviously, I know you for a long time, so I know what you say, it gives us a little boost as well. It's a lot of motivation for not just my audience here, but the viewers, but also for myself. Hopefully you motivate yourself as well. Thank you for everything that you've shared with us today. I'm sure someone out there, even if it's one person, learns something new, you've achieved something there.
Thank you.
So tonight we've learned that a positive mindset is not just about thinking happy thoughts, but also about fostering resilience and creativity and motivation. Josh has shown us that by identifying and overcoming limited beliefs, setting effective goals, and engaging the support of family and friends, we can navigate setbacks and we can be more resilient and motivated. So remember, a positive mindset can transform your life, so start today. So dear viewers, as always, it was a pleasure having you guys on, and we will be back with another episode with another topic and another special guest. So we will have another interesting topic. We're excited to announce that we'll be featuring a new topic every 2 weeks. So if you guys have been watching, I come on Family Focus every 2 weeks. We talk about different topics that affect our family, affect us in the community, and we try and provide a platform that helps individuals and helps them, ultimately benefiting our families. So your feedback obviously holds a significant value for us. So please do comment on our Facebook page, do comment on our YouTube page. And of course, if you have any questions, do send it to us and we will forward them to Josh and maybe he can help you through that. So please stay with us until the next episode.